Phones these days have really great cameras to record some amazing video, and when you add a 3-axis gimbal stabilizer, you can chase subjects, film a selfie vlog, or just shoot a static scene even with shaky hands like I do. Hi, I'm David, and this is a Zhiyun Smooth Q gimbal stabilizer for your smartphone. So 3-axis gimbal stabilizers use 3 motors to help reduce or control the motion while filming. One for tilting forward and back, a second for left and right roll, and a third for pan rotations. If you're curious, up, down, left, right, forward, and back are the other 3 degrees of freedom that aren't stabilized by these gimbals. And that's why you'll often still see bouncing motion while walking with a gimbal, but ninja walking or having in-phone image stabilization can usually help with this. But once you learn the basics of using a 3-axis gimbal stabilizer like the Zhiyun Smooth Q, it's pretty amazing the quality of video you can produce. The setup for the Smooth Q is really simple as well. First you take your phone and secure it in the clamp, making sure the phone is in the center and pushed all the way to the end. Next you'll want to balance the phone by loosening this thumb screw and adjusting the length so it stays level. Press and hold the record button for a couple seconds and it turns on and it's ready to go. Super quick and simple. You can also rotate the clamp by 90 degrees if you want to shoot video in vertical mode. While the Smooth Q should support most phones or even GoPros out of the box, the weight of your device should be between 75 and 220 grams, the width between 58 and 85 millimeters, and also check the position of the buttons on your phone to see if it will clamp on your buttons like they do on my Nexus 5X, but luckily with the case I'm just able to avoid it from causing any problems. So once it's all up and running, there are a couple different modes to use the gimbal in. By default, it's set in the follow mode. In this mode, the gimbal will compensate for any tilts or rolls, but as you turn the handle, it will slowly pan in the same direction. Using the joystick in this mode, you can adjust the tilt, and I really like this mode for following something or just walking around. Clicking the mode button once switches it to the lock mode. In this mode, the gimbal will compensate for any tilt, roll, or pan motions, keeping the phone perfectly in place. Using the joystick in this mode, you can adjust the tilt and pan rotations, and this mode is great for simulating a slider or dolly motion, or if you just want to capture a 360-degree panoramic image. 2 quick clicks switches it to full mode, where the gimbal will smoothly tilt and pan to wherever you point the handle, and with the joystick allows you to adjust for roll. 3 quick clicks will spin the phone around so it points in the opposite direction of the handle, and all the other modes mentioned before will continue to apply on top of this. A minor limitation to be aware of is the motor rotation range. The pan motion can rotate the full 360 degrees endlessly, but the roll will only work up to 30 degrees to each side, and the tilt has a stop that prevents it from rotating endlessly, or if your phone is wider than mine, the clamp will hit the hinge well before then. As an alternative, there is also an upside down mode. I find the best way to switch to this is to roll the device 90 degrees and then another 90 degrees, and the whole setup will work completely upside down as long as your phone supports recording in this orientation. I really like this mode for a different perspective, getting really close to the floor and makes handling really simple. Next, let's look at the build quality. The Smooth Q uses a plastic construction which doesn't feel as durable as metal gimbals and does have some minor plastic creaking as parts shift. But at this price point, I can understand the design decision. On the positive note, the gimbal is light at 450 grams and very comfortable to hold even for long periods of time. On the bottom of the handle, there's also a 1/4-20 thread for attaching accessories or mounting. The battery on the Smooth Q is quoted to last up to 12 hours, and I've used it for quite a number of hours and still haven't seen the battery indicator drop yet, so battery life looks to be really good on this. It also has a full-size USB out that can be used as a power source to charge your phone, and it uses a standard micro USB in for charging. The gimbal can also be powered by a portable power bank while in operation, which is super convenient, and it also comes with a case for safe storage, which is nice. And finally, there's the camera app you can download for Android and iOS. I'm not going to spend too much time on this since I prefer using an app with more manual controls like Open Camera on Android. But if you want to use the built-in record button and the zoom toggle buttons on the Smooth Q, unfortunately you'll need to use their application. And here are all the hardware controls when using the app if you need them. The camera app also has a pretty fun face tracking feature, so be sure to try that out. They also have an assistant app for remote controls, calibration, changing some settings, and another camera recording app. But again, it doesn't have the manual controls I like. So that's the Zhiyun Smooth Q 3-axis gimbal, and I'm amazed how inexpensive this technology has gotten. And combined with the improvements in camera technology on phones, great filmmaking just keeps getting more and more accessible to everyone. While you get some sacrifices with the plastic construction, and the app and manual could use some improvement, the hardware gimbal stabilization is really simple to use and highly effective. But hope you guys enjoyed this one. You know what to do, and I'll see you in the next video.